self-harms, meaning they inflict pain on themselves to drown out mental pain or emotional pain they're feeling. People all around you may be hiding self-harm. The girl sitting in the back of the class with the fake smile, the wavery eyes, teary eyes, could be hiding scars under her sleeves or tears behind her smile. I myself have struggled with self-harm since I was 9 years old. Self-harmers live in fear. They live in constant fear of people judging them, people finding out their secrets and seeing their scars. Self-harm is an addiction, and it's hard to find new ways to cope. Self-harmers are fully aware that self-harm affects the people around them and the things they do, but they don't always have rational control over what it is they do. My first main point is people don't fully understand. People are always scared of being judged. They hide what they are, they hide their smiles, hide behind fake smiles, pretend they're okay. People tend to wear long sleeves or anything, makeup, to hide the scars on them. They have fear of being judged, fears of being called a cutter. People see their scars and the first thing they think they jump to is, oh, they're a cutter. We don't like you, we hate you, go away, you're attention seeking. I myself, when I told my family about it, thought I was sick and I was attention seeking, and they didn't understand what it was and what was going through to make me do what I did, which in turn makes the self-harmer themselves worse. Hiding behind sleeves is something I do often, but it can become a problem as you get into the summer, because if you wear sleeves and pants in the summer and won't swim when you love swimming, people start to ask questions and they start to speculate why it is you're wearing the clothes you should be wearing depending on the seasons. There's lots of excuses. My cat did it. My scars, oh, they're nothing, I fell, or they're from accidents when I was a kid. I'm okay, I don't like swimming, I'm just tired. I'm fine, I'm cold. There's many more. It's easy to hide behind an excuse and throw it off as something else is happening and people don't know what's actually going on. My second main point is ways to cope. Self-harming itself is an addiction. There are good ways to cope, there are bad ways to cope. Some ways, not so great, would be snapping a rubber band against your wrist because it gives you the sense of pain, but it doesn't quite give you the scarring and the cut, like the cutting or burning wood. Self-harming is addicting. It's something you always struggle with and always go back to. Whether you cut, you burn something. Most self-harmers, I myself, have blades or anything hidden all over the place, and even when I'm doing okay, I find the blade and I relapse because I can't talk myself out of it, and it's right there and it's something right there in front of you. And when you don't know where else to run and you haven't gone to someone and worked through the coping skills, it's hard to find a way to cope or a new way to come up and release the feelings you're feeling. This is one way to cope. This is something I do personally, I tend to write down different thoughts I have about myself or different things that I feel, like unloved, ugly, angry, I feel lonely, I feel empty, depressed, not worthy. If I write them down and I tear up the paper, I burn it, and it's a way to release what you're feeling inside and get rid of the feelings you're feeling. Sorry. Sorry, sinus infection. Whether you want to get help or not, sometimes you're screaming for help, and that's what self-harm is in a way, is that it's a silent scream for help and a silent need to get help. You just don't know how to express it to someone else, which is why going to a counselor helps. Going and talking to someone you trust. You have to be able to juggle the effects of the outside world and academics with the feelings going on in your head and the thoughts you're having. I, for one, I have really hard trouble creating lasting relationships. My fiance, I have a really hard time getting close to him and letting him in, because to tear down that wall and let him in and tell him when I'm struggling puts out a vulnerable side of me that I'm not ready to share with everyone. And he always thinks it's his fault or that he did something wrong when they don't understand that it's not them, it's you yourself. Like, it's never normally another person's fault. It's the own thoughts inside the self-harmer's head that's causing the issue and causing the problems. Finding someone to talk to. If you can go to someone and find someone to talk to, it helps, but it's got to be someone you can trust with your secrets and someone you can open up to and not be scared of. And you have to realize your triggers, which can be one of the hardest things for a self-harmer, is actually realizing their triggers. I personally don't know what my triggers are. I've yet to be able to figure them out. My mother-in-law tries to get me to come talk to her when I'm going to have a problem, and I can't find my triggers to be able to talk to her. Academics can be hard to focus on because you don't have the motivation or the focus to keep your mind on your academics and your schoolwork itself, because you can't concentrate through all the thoughts going on in your head. So in conclusion, self-harmers live in constant fear and struggle with the fear of being judged and the fear of the addiction and coping with things and talking to the people around them. So next time you see the girl with the sad eyes and the wavering smile, talk to her. Give her a hug. Be there for her. Be someone she can talk to. You may not know exactly what's going on, but just talking to someone can help.